There's something I've been thinking about lately. Have you ever found yourself staring at a jar that just won't open, no matter how hard you twist? Or maybe you've hesitated to reach for something on a high shelf because, well, let's face it, climbing onto a step stool isn't as easy as it used to be. Oh, I've been there too. But here's the thing, getting older doesn't mean we have to give up our independence. In fact, there are some remarkable gadgets out there designed to make those little daily challenges a whole lot simpler. And today, I'm excited to share a few of my favorites with you. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, gadgets? Technology? That sounds complicated. But trust me, these aren't the kind of devices that require a manual the size of a dictionary. We're talking about tools that are easy to use, practical, and, best of all, they're here to give you more freedom, not take it away. So, whether you're looking to stay in your own home longer, keep up with your hobbies, or just make everyday tasks feel less like a chore, stick with me. By the end of this series, you'll have a handful of ideas that could truly change how you move through your day. Let's start with something that's close to my heart and my wrist. Have you heard of a medical alert system? Now, I know that phrase might sound a bit clinical, but these devices have come a long way. Imagine this, you're gardening out back, maybe pulling a few weeds, and you take a tumble. Scary, right? But with a modern medical alert pendant or watch, all you have to do is press a button. It connects you to a real person, day or night, who can send help immediately, and it can even alert a family member. No fumbling for the phone, no dialing. Just peace of mind. My neighbor Margaret swears by hers. She says it lets her putter around her garden without her kids worrying too much. Now, let's talk about a gadget that's practically become part of the family in my house. Have you ever met Alexa? Or Google? These voice-activated assistants might seem like something out of a sci-fi movie, but they're incredibly handy. Picture this, you're cozied up in your favorite chair, and you realize you forgot to turn off the porch light. Instead of hauling yourself up, you just say, "Hey Alexa, turn off the porch light," and poof. It's done. You can ask for the weather, play your favorite Frank Sinatra album, or even call your grandkids, hands-free. My friend Bob uses his to set reminders for his morning pills. Alexa, remind me at 8 a.m. to take my vitamins. And just like that, no more guessing if you've taken them or not. And here's another game changer, an automatic pill dispenser. Now, if you're like me, you've probably had those moments where you're staring at your weekly pill organizer, thinking, did I take Tuesday's dose, or was that Monday? This little marvel sorts it all out for you. You load your medications once a week, set the timer, and when it's time for your dose, it lights up, beeps softly, and dispenses exactly what you need. No more double dosing or skipped pills. My cousin Edna, she's 82 and fiercely independent, told me it's the reason she's able to manage her prescriptions without her daughter hovering. You see, the beauty of these gadgets isn't just in what they do, it's in what they give back to you. More confidence. More time for the things you love. And maybe even a little extra joy in the routines that used to feel like a hassle. Now, I've got a couple more lifesavers to share with you, tools that'll help you stay connected, safe, and in control of your home. But let's save those for our next chat. In the meantime, I'd love to hear, have you tried any of these gadgets? Or is there something you've been curious about? Drop a note in the comments below, I read every single one. And don't worry, we're just getting started. There's plenty more where that came from. One of the things I love most about technology is how it can bring us closer to the people we care about, even when they're miles away. Take my grandson, for example. He's off at college, and while I'd love to see his face every day, I'll admit, figuring out video calls on my smartphone used to feel like solving a crossword puzzle in another language. But then I discovered something called a simplified video calling device. These are designed with us in mind, big buttons, bright screens, and no complicated apps. You just tap one button to call your family, and their face pops up right there. My friend Clara got one last year, and now she has Sunday coffee dates with her daughter in Florida. She says it's like having a little window to her family's world. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you: smart home sensors. I know, it sounds a bit futuristic, but stay with me. These tiny devices can be placed around your house to keep an eye on things when you're not in the room. For example, put a sensor on your stove, and if it's been left on too long, it'll send an alert to your phone, or even shut it off automatically. No more worrying if you turned off the burner after making tea. Or place a motion sensor near the front door to let you know if someone's coming or going. My neighbor Lou has one in his hallway, and he says it's like having a silent helper who's always on duty. And here's my personal favorite: a robot vacuum. Now, I know what you're thinking: a robot cleaning my floors? But let me tell you, this little guy is worth his weight in gold. You set him up once, and he glides around your house, sucking up dust and crumbs like a pro. No more bending over with a heavy vacuum or dragging cords around. You can even schedule him to clean while you're out for your morning walk. My sister-in-law Rita named hers Alfred. She says he's the most reliable roommate she's ever had. But here's the real magic: these tools aren't just about convenience. They're about giving you the space to focus on what truly matters. Less time worrying about the stove or scrubbing floors means more time for hobbies, grandkids, or that mystery novel you've been meaning to finish. And the best part? They work quietly in the background, so you hardly notice them until you realize how much lighter your day feels. Now, I've got one more gadget to share, one that's helped so many folks stay sharp, curious, and connected to the world around them. But we'll save that for our final chat. Until then, why not tell me in the comments, what's one task around the house you'd love to hand off to a gadget? I'll bet someone else is wondering the same thing. You know, one of the greatest gifts of getting older is the wisdom that comes with it, the kind that lets us savor life's simple pleasures. A good book, a phone call with an old friend, or the quiet joy of watching birds at the feeder. But sometimes, the tools we use to enjoy those things, well, they don't quite keep up with us, do they? Chuckles. That's why I'm so excited to share this last gadget with you. It's something I like to call a window to the world, a senior-friendly tablet. Now, before you groan at the word tablet, hear me out. These aren't the slippery, complicated screens your grandkids use. They're designed with us in mind: big icons, simple menus, and a screen that's easy on the eyes. You can read the morning paper, play brain games, watch classic movies, or even video call your great-granddaughter, all without squinting or swiping through a maze of apps. My buddy Frank got one last Christmas, and now he's in a virtual book club with pals from his Navy days. He says it's like having a library, a movie theater, and a reunion hall right in his lap. When you step back and look at all these gadgets, the medical alert that keeps you safe, the voice assistant that listens, the pill dispenser that remembers for you, it's not just about the things. It's about what they add up to: more days where you feel capable, more moments where you're free to enjoy life on your terms. And that's something worth celebrating, don't you think? Now, I'll let you in on a little secret: none of us have to embrace every gadget out there. Maybe you'll try one, or two, or none, and that's just fine. What matters is knowing that the options exist. That if there's a part of your day that feels frustrating or lonely or uncertain, there might just be a tool out there to smooth the way. You've earned that ease. You've earned that joy. So, as we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these gadgets made you think, I might give that a try? Or maybe you've already found something that's changed your daily routine for the better. Share your stories in the comments. I read them all, and you never know who you might inspire. And if you found this helpful, why not hit that like button or subscribe? It's a small way to keep this conversation going, and to remind all of us that aging isn't about slowing down, it's about finding new ways to thrive. Here's to you, to your independence, your curiosity, and the wonderful, unscripted life you're creating every single day. Keep shining, my friends.